Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make white velvet cake. This cake is very delicious, very fluffy and moist, and this video is going to be beginners friendly. So let's roll. So the first thing to do in baking is to first preheat your oven, and we're baking our cake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You can achieve this by using a thermometer, but if you don't have a thermometer like I don't worry, I got you covered. So the thing to do is to first put on your oven, allow the oven to heat up at medium heat, not too low or not too high, and then try as much as possible not to keep opening your oven, and this will drop the temperature of the oven. So once you turn on your oven, just leave it to do its thing, and then you prep for your cake. By the time your oven will be preheated. So the ingredients we're going to be making use of flour, sugar, corn flour, butter. You can also make use of margarine, but I prefer using butter, and butter I'm using is unsalted butter. And then we have here buttermilk. I'm going to show you how to make buttermilk later. Then we have here oil, egg, vanilla flavor, and vinegar. So I'm going to be telling you more about all these ingredients later. So for our instruments, I'm going to be making use of bowl and cake pan. This is an 8-inch cake pan. You can decide to turn this cake into a cupcake. If you're doing that, you're going to get 14 beautiful cupcakes, but I'm going to be making use of this type of pan. This recipe will just give you just a single layer of cake. So we're going to be making use of a whisk, brush, just a small spatula. To bake a cake is all about measurement, so please make use of this measuring cup and measuring spoon. I'm going to be telling you more about this, so let's go. The next thing to do is to grease your pan. This is to prevent the cake from sticking to the bottom. Use butter or margarine to grease the pan. Ensure it's not too much. You're not trying to fry the cake, and it's not too little. Then dust off with little flour. You can also use spring oil or parchment paper. So the next thing I want to show you is to make our buttermilk. So this is just milk. I would advise that you use skimmed milk for you to get buttermilk. Buttermilk is what will make the cake very fluffy and just give it that richness. So I guess we're measuring your spoons. You should have different inscriptions in your spoons, and this spoon we're having 1/2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Add this into the milk, just stir, then set aside until you're ready to use it. This flour is already saved. When you sieve your flour, you're going to remove all the impurities from your flour. So this flour is already saved. So this is how to measure your flour. Like I told you, this video is going to be beginners friendly. So you just measure your flour like this. So I'm using 1 and 1/3 cups of flour. 1 and 1/3 cups of flour. So if you haven't sieved your flour before, this is the right time for you to sieve your flour. Just put your sieve and then sieve your flour. So I've already sieved mine. Want to add is our salt. So measure 1/4 teaspoons of salt, add into this, and then baking soda we are going to be adding 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. So you still have to level. All we're doing is to level. So 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. Add this into here. Then add in 1/4 leveled cup of corn flour. Mix well and set aside. So next thing we want to do is cream our butter and sugar. Measure 1/4 cup of butter. It's very important to ensure your butter, eggs, and other ingredients are at room temperature. Ensure all parts of the measuring cup is covered with the butter. Cream the butter for 1 minute. Add in 1/2 cup of sugar and cream for 2 minutes or until fairly combined. Add in 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. This is the level your oil should be. Cream for 2 minutes. Next thing we want to add is our egg, and I'm separating the egg white and the egg yolk. For the egg white, what we want to achieve is a soft peak, and to achieve this we need a bowl that is grease free. So rinse off the bowl you're using with little vinegar and then clean with towel to remove excess vinegar. To separate the egg white from the egg yolk, just make a little hole. If you have a separator, you can use this to separate the egg white from your egg yolk. If you don't, just crack the egg a little and try to get only the egg white. And I'm making use of 2 eggs. Set this aside until we are ready to use. Add the yolk in bits and cream well at each addition. Add 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract and mix well.
The next ingredient to add is the flour mixture and buttermilk.
You can see the way our buttermilk is, it has quarters in this. This is the way buttermilk should be. So just to alternate these two together, first starting with its dry ingredients and then your buttermilk. So you add this in three additions. So add in just some parts of this flour mixture and then you mix. Then add in your buttermilk.
Always scrape the bottom of your bowl so that you don't have any ingredients stuck to the bottom. The next thing to do is to beat the egg white until a soft peak is formed. If you're not using a mixer, add in a drop of vinegar to the egg white and whisk. This is what a soft peak looks like. Add it into the cake batter and fold gently. There's a difference between folding and mixing. This method is called folding. Please do not overfold. If you do, your cake won't rise properly. Pour it into your cake pan. Gently tap the pan on your countertop to reduce air bubbles. Bake for 20 to 40 minutes or until you insert toothpick and the cake comes out neat just like this. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment below if you have and click on the like button.